Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to my video on marketing career, agency or client side. Now, if you are a subscriber or if you're a very new subscriber, you will know that I've been doing a Marketing 101 series discussing all things marketing, of course, and talking about how to get into the field and how to progress through your career in marketing. So this was very highly requested by my subscribers. I didn't know so many of you were budding marketeers, but I think in the world we live in, with social media and the rise of YouTube and things like that, I think definitely we're all marketeers in some way, shape or form, because we all manage our own brand, which is us, online. But today I'm talking specifically about how to decide whether or not you want a career in a marketing agency or whether you want to be client side. So I'll be explaining those two different routes to a career in marketing and giving you kind of the pros and cons of each, just to help you make a decision as to what works best for you. So if you like the sound of that, then please keep watching. So as you guys will know, if you watch my channel, I have seen things from both perspectives. I started my marketing career agency side, and towards this end of my career I am that client side, but each has its pros and cons. So let me first explain the difference between the two. If you are working for an agency, you will likely have clients. So each agency has ideally lots of clients, either a very small number of really big clients or lots of sort of medium-sized clients. But when I worked for an agency, we had like 3 really big clients and like 2 like kind of sort of more medium-sized clients. But basically the whole point is that your client, normally a big corporate like, I don't know, Microsoft or whatever, will give the agency a brief for a new marketing campaign or a project that they want to bring to life and that they want executed, and the agency will go away, come back with a proposal which is basically like, here's how we're going to do it, here's how we're going to do this campaign. The client will say yes, go ahead. The agency will go and get that done, basically. So whether that's an email campaign, an advertising campaign, a rebrand, whatever it is, all concepts that I'll be explaining later in the series, they will go on and do that, and obviously the client then waits for the finished product. If you're in an agency environment, you're likely doing a lot of campaigns and kind of doing a lot of the heavy lifting and all the background work that goes into a really big campaign. If you are client side, however, you might do campaigns in-house by yourself, or you might outsource them to an agency. So when I worked for a really big financial services news company, we had a bunch of different agencies for different things, because generally as a marketing manager or a marketing executive, your role was to just manage what the agency was doing and just make sure that the campaign gets delivered to time, to budget, and and it kind of gets across the message that you want. So it kind of seems like if you work for an agency, you are sort of taking orders, and if you work client side, you're kind of giving orders. Sort of. Depends on how you look at it, really. But there's pros and cons of each different environment. What I really enjoyed about working for a marketing agency was how exciting and fast-paced it was, and how much I felt like I was really contributing to the campaign, because we were actually the ones delivering it. So you really got hands-on, you learnt loads about different marketing channels, concepts, execution strategies. Like, you learn basically how to do marketing in an agency environment. And I would always say that if you are a new marketer, the best way to start out your career, if you want to learn loads and potentially really like build on your CV and work it up to the point where you can command a really high salary, you probably want to start agency side. And I say that because in any career, when you start out, you've got to do all the legwork, you've got to kind of do the grinding, the hustling, the heavy lifting, to get you to the point where you're then able to just kind of tell people what to do, because you don't want to be the kind of manager that doesn't know what it takes to put an email campaign together, or it doesn't know what it takes to devise a digital ad campaign. You just kind of want to know what you're talking about. So I would say that the pros of working agency side is you learn loads, it's very hands-on, it's very exciting, especially if you have really like interesting clients. But the cons are that you, generally speaking, you have to do all the hard work. So what comes with all that, learning and all of that stuff, is a lot of hard work, long hours, dealing with sometimes really demanding clients and having to really set expectations. So it can be really tough, but it's very rewarding at the same time if a campaign does go well. Client side, however, and I don't know why they call it agency side and client side, but whatever. Client side, the benefits obviously are that you really get to set the overall strategy and leave the execution to somebody else. So if you're more comfortable with doing that, if you're more comfortable with setting the direction of something and letting somebody take it in that direction and sort of seeing the results of that, then probably a better environment for you. But I always thought that that is something that I would like to do later on in my marketing career, when I feel more comfortable telling somebody what I want to do. I don't know, everybody's different. You get to manage an agency, so you really get to draw in on those marketing management skills, even if you're not managing specifically people. And another big benefit is that the money's better. So a con that I didn't mention on the agency side is generally the salaries are a little bit lower than they are client side, and that's probably just because you have more managerial responsibilities client side. So a big pro, obviously, client side is your money. You make more money. I don't know why, because agencies do all the work, but I guess there's a lot of overheads that, you know, kind of go into managing an agency, and whatever comes out of that is, you know, paid in a salary. Client side, if you're working for a big corporate, you know, your salaries are a lot higher, and generally the benefits and all of that kind of thing will tend to sort of reflect that. So that's just been my experience. I'm sure there are some agencies that pay really well, and some big corporate brands or whatever that, you know, don't pay as well, but the general rule of thumb that I've seen is client side, you get a little bit more money. The cons are that you don't really get to be as close to a campaign as you would be if you were agency side. You generally just give the brief and you kind of let the agency get on with what they do best, and a lot of agencies tend to prefer that you step back, give the direction, and just let them get on with it. It's not always an easy working relationship if you're always stepping in and saying, oh, what are we doing here? Why don't you do this way? Because they're the experts. They're the ones that do campaign after campaign after campaign. They know what works, they know what doesn't work. And it's often best if you just let them get on with it. So as a result of that, you're generally slightly far more removed from the campaign. You don't really know what's going on. You don't know how they're doing things. You don't always know why they're doing things. And it's not the best experience if you really want to learn exactly how to do something. What is great is you get to take credit for it afterwards. But as far as building experience, it's not always as building or as rewarding client side. I would also say it's not as exciting, to be honest, because your day-to-day is just managing different stakeholders, managing different agencies, managing people. Management is what you do. And sometimes the best and really most enjoyable part of marketing is the doing. So I think everybody will gravitate towards different things. Some people prefer to play a bit more of a management role. Some people prefer to play a bit more of an executional role. You've just got to decide what works best for you and, you know, your style of working. So I hope that video has been really helpful. If you are trying to figure out what is your path into marketing, whether it is agency side or whether it is client side, comment down below and let me know what you guys think after that. I wonder if I've changed anybody's mind or if I have made somebody feel confident in the decision they've made to go either side. Just let me know. If you're in a marketing role right now, let me know what side you're in and why you're enjoying it. I'm client side at the moment, but I've been agency side, so I can see the benefits and cons of both. It's really just down to you as an individual. That is the second video in my Marketing 101 series. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope you found it really helpful, and lots more of this to come. You guys have really been enjoying these and it fills my heart with so much joy. So if you guys have any topics that you want to see me cover, do comment them down below, because I will run out of ideas at a certain point in time. So any concepts or anything that you want me to explain, pop it down below and I might either combine it into one video or do a separate video for each. Otherwise, I hope you guys are all doing well and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!